What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Moneyline Media. We got an awesome show lined up tonight. We are about to be joined by Mason Stokke, fullback from Wisconsin. He's in the top 5 fullbacks in this NFL draft right now. People are high on him. Mel Kiper is high on him. And I want to talk to him all about the Big Ten season and everything that's going on in his world right now, especially with the draft coming up. And he is about to join us right now. Hey, Mason, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Happy to
So
be here.
before we get started on the draft and how high up on Mel Kiper's board you are as a fullback, I want to start with how did you end up at Wisconsin?
Yeah. So, born and raised in Wisconsin, so it's been my dream school. I guess a little bit on recruiting. I didn't have a lot going into my going into my junior year of football season. I didn't really have any big time offers, just kind of talking to some D2 coaches, I guess. And then after my junior year, started getting more interest in bigger schools. But it kind of was after my junior year wrestling season. I won
Gotcha.
state. And then that's actually when the football recruiting picked up the most. And that's when I started getting my first couple offers. And then when I actually got my first big time Power 5 offer from Iowa, my one of my best friends growing up, he committed to Iowa. He's going down there, and I actually wrestled his the strength coach's son.
Oh.
Yeah, and I beat him, so he knew who I was when they mentioned my name. And then, they watched my tape, and that's kind of how I got my first big offer.
Now I have to ask you because you're bringing up wrestling. We recently had Mike Carney. He's like an all-pro fullback from the New Orleans Saints on, and he said the toughest guys to block are wrestlers. Do you agree with that? Is that true?
Yeah, it definitely correlates big time from one sport to the other. I've always believed that football's helped me with wrestling, or wrestling's helped me with football. So
Awesome. Now I have to ask you. You've had quite a career at Wisconsin. You know, you're someone that's, like I said, high up on the fullback draft boards. Fullback is actually my favorite position of football to watch. One word that sticks out, like one word to describe your Wisconsin career, how would you describe it?
one word, I'd say gritty.
Gritty. I like that.
Yeah, I guess the reason was it started off not the way I wanted to. Coming in, I thought, I'm going to come in here and earn a starting job right away, and quickly learned that wasn't the case. Got redshirted my first year. Then towards the end of that year, I tore my ACL actually. And then 6 months later, I tore my Achilles. So rough start, and with just a tough competition at Wisconsin, I would say it was just grit to come back from those injuries.
So you moved in your Wisconsin career, moved from linebacker to fullback. What brought upon that change?
It was, Coach Chris actually came and approached me. I was going in my first year playing. This was my third year, so redshirt sophomore year. He asked me like what I thought about moving to fullback, and he just said, "You don't need to make a decision; just think about it." And I guess the more I thought about it, I thought it was a really good fit. We had Alec Ingle at the time as our starter, who's the starting fullback for the Raiders. So it was a great opportunity to learn from him. And I would be the number 2 fullback. And then in our linebacker depth chart, we were loaded with talent. I think we had 4 current inside linebackers that are in the NFL right now.
Right.
So it was it was loaded with depth at inside linebacker, and played running back in high school, so I thought it would be a good fit. And then a couple days later, he approached me, and I was ready to make the switch.
Awesome. Do you have a favorite memory from your Wisconsin career, either playing fullback or just the guys?
Yeah, I think my favorite memory is not this year, but the prior year.
Yeah.
Beating Minnesota at Minnesota to win the West Division.
Yep.
That was a highlight of my career.
So this year was definitely different for many reasons. The Big Ten was probably the most different out of all of them. What was this season like for you, going through COVID and not knowing if you were going to have a season, then you had a season, then you were shortening the season, then games were getting canceled. So what was that like?
It was weird. Just the uncertainty of it. Just having 4 years of almost developing a routine of how the season's supposed to go, and then all of a sudden everything's just shooken up. Mm-hmm. Everything's new. It was a little difficult, but I don't know. It helped that you're going through it with all your guys, and you just take it day by day. But initially, when the season was canceled, that just crushed us. You work so hard for that moment, and you're ready for the season, and then it gets canceled, and you're like, dang, like what's next? Are we even going to get a chance next year? All these thoughts are kind of rolling through your head when it first got canceled. But yeah, once it came back, we were excited, ready to go. And yeah, we had our first game, and then we had 2 games canceled right after that. And during that time, it was weird. We basically were told, because a lot of our team got COVID, for 2 weeks, just stay in your place. Don't really do anything. Don't leave your place. And in the middle of a football season, that's pretty crazy.
Very crazy.
Yeah. So and then played a couple games, and then we get Minnesota cancels on us because they were having COVID issues. So it was just a roller coaster of a year, but it was good to finish out with 2 wins. Got the Axe, right, and then won the Mayo Bowl. So finished the year strong.
That's true. Because of this year, you weren't able to go against another conference. Was there a team in a conference that you weren't able to play that you were like, man, I wish we really got the chance to play them?
Yeah, I always want to play the best competition. So Ohio State would have been a fun game to play.
Right.
I always look forward to playing the best competition. So that would have been a fun one.
Yep. You've gone against some of the toughest linemen now in the league. I mean, Big Ten is known for big defensive linemen, big linebackers, defensive conference. Who was the toughest guy that you've had to go up against?
That's a good question. I would say this year, Patty Fisher from Northwestern, linebacker. He was tough. He's good. He's a good football player. I got a lot of respect for him. So, and then as far as overall, I know I went against Chase Young a couple of times in the Big Ten championship.
Yep.
So,
yep, that's one tough guy to go up against.
yeah, dude's
it's ripped.
Freak.
Yeah. In addition to going against some of the best competition, you also were able to block for some of the best competition and learn from a very good fullback. What was that experience like for you?
It was great. JT is a great dude. I'm happy to block for him. It was great to have him back there. He made my blocks good. So, give a lot of credit to him. He made me look better. So it was just fun to watch. He was a great guy to be around. So
I've read that you're not only a great fullback, but also quite the student. Does that translate into your play?
Yeah, I think smart. Anytime you can have a smart player on the field, it's an advantage. So I pride myself in that and trying to be a student of the game. And um, yeah, I definitely think that's an advantage.
So we know that the NCAA granted an extra year of eligibility that this year wouldn't count for some people. What made you decide to forego that year of eligibility and enter the NFL draft?
Couple things kind of went into that process. One being I felt like I was ready to go. I felt like I was good enough, and seeing some of those Wisconsin guys and competing against them, and seeing their success in the NFL, I knew I was good enough. I also felt ready to go, and then having a good season and being healthy at the end of it played a part in it. The hardest thing was some of my buddies coming back for another year. It was kind of made me want to come back just to play another year with them. But at the end of the day, everyone kind of made the best decision for themselves. And that's what I did.
So, speaking of the draft, Mel Kiper has you ranked as one of the top fullbacks. I gotta imagine that's got to be something so exciting because Mel Kiper, what a staple in the draft world he is, and just the sports world. What was that like when you first saw that?
Yeah, it was a big honor. I guess growing up, you always see like kind of Mel Kiper talking about draft prospects, and you see him, and he's got his board. So being up there and him talking about me was pretty cool. Yeah, I thought it was pretty special.
For sure. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going into the draft. What's something that you've been working on this offseason to get yourself ready for the NFL?
Yeah, I've been working on a lot. I've been working out in ETS in Woodbury, Minnesota. So I've been able to work out with like CJ Ham, kind of pick his brain, not only like on field work drills, but also X's and O's. So it's kind of both field work and X's and O's, and also just talking to him about what's gonna come about these next couple months. What's the process like? So it's been good to talk to him.
Again, this is just like your season. What a different draft process you're kind of going through COVID. What has your draft process so far been like?
Yeah, so right after the season, took like a week off, but then I went to Rural Falls, Wisconsin. I'm living with my brother and training in Woodbury, Minnesota, ETS. So I trained primarily for the pro day and those events, but I went to the College Gridiron Showcase, and it was like a 3-day event where NFL teams would interview you. So I went a bunch of interviews, and then on the last day it was like the football drills where scouts are evaluating you. Same drills as like you'd see in the combine, but none of the test out stuff. And then so that went well. And then after that, it was just training for the pro day. And then the pro day went well. And then from here on out, it's pretty much just Zoom interviews and calls.
A lot of Zoom interviews, I'm sure. I'm sure you've been on screen for quite a while today. We appreciate you coming on for this, though. Okay, for NFL teams that end up with you, either draft, whatever it is, what are they getting?
Yeah, I would say they're getting a tough, hardworking fullback that is also very versatile. That can run, that can catch, that can pass block, that can run block, that can play all 4 phases of special teams, and if need be, playing some tight end. So yeah, I would say I'm a versatile guy that's ready to do whatever's asked.
Great. sure a lot of NFL teams are excited to hear that. Versatility is awesome. As a fan, I'm excited to hear that. So we play this game with all of our guests, and you're no exception. It's called Steady Fire. We don't call it Rapid Fire because you don't need to answer it super quickly. There's just random questions. Some might have to do with your career at Wisconsin, your football knowledge. Some might just have to do with random things. So I'll start with what is your favorite home-cooked meal?
Steak.
Steak?
Yeah.
And how's that cooked?
I like it medium rare.
All right, that's the only right answer. Like people who say well done, it freaks me out. Do you have any dessert with it?
That's a good question. My favorite dessert, I would say, is my grandma's banana cream pie.
Awesome. Have you been able to have much since you've been training, or not so much?
Nope.
No,
not so much.
Is that the first thing you're gonna do when you get the phone call? That's a banana.
Maybe that might be.
Okay, so in your college career, you've had a lot of wins, but we're gonna imagine that every year that you were at Wisconsin, you lost every game, but you got to play one team every year, and you got to crush them. What team would you want that to be?
Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every year.
I can say growing up roughly 45 minutes away from the Minnesota border. Pretty big rivalry growing up and then in college too. So
Okay.
Yep.
If you could play any position but fullback or linebacker, and I'm not even going to let you pick tight end, so you can't pick fullback, linebacker, or tight end. What position would you want to play?
What position? That's a great question. I mean, quarterback, right? That's got to be.
Yeah, I mean that's position. A good. Yep.
Control the whole offense and.
So, just say you're blocking in the NFL, and you're able to pancake any defensive lineman, any linebacker that you want. Who would you like to pancake?
Aaron Donald.
That's a popular answer. Yeah, that's the answer.
Aaron Donald. I would hold on to that till the grave.
Oh yeah. Do you have a fullback that you kind of take at like your style? You kind of try to replicate what they do?
I don't know if I would say a particular guy I would replicate. I think I watch some guys and take bits and pieces of it because I don't think I fit an exact same guy as some of the guys in the league. But Juice Check, CJ Ham, Alec Ingold, Patrick Rickard. So those are some of the guys I watch and just I like to just take little bits of kind of what they're doing.
Makes sense. Best, you're going out for a night on the town at Wisconsin. I'm sure you didn't get much of this. Where is the place to go near the University of Wisconsin?
The KK, I would say.
Okay.
Place is always packed.
Always packed. Okay. So, if you could wear only what was your favorite jersey that you got to wear at Wisconsin? I mean, the Under Armours are sick. Do you have a favorite jersey though that either you wore once, maybe you kept wearing it, whatever it is?
Yeah, I would say our throwbacks. We had throwbacks for one game, and it was for, I believe it was like our fifth. Actually, I don't want to mess that up, but it was for one of the anniversaries. But it was throwback jerseys, and they were pretty sweet.
Awesome. So you have an option to pick what you would rather. Would you rather, run in for the touchdown, like a 1 yard touchdown, or would you rather absolutely pancake a guy so that your running back could get like a 70-yard touchdown?
Pancake, man.
Pancake all day. Okay. All right. Yeah. I like it.
Pancake, yeah.
I like it. Do you have a dream running back that you would like to block for?
Jonathan Taylor, man.
There we go. That's it. Yeah.
That'd be sweet to block for him again.
For sure. If you could have any superpower, what superpower would you want?
I think that'd be the Hulk. That'd be.
The Hulk. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would help with that blocking too.
Yeah.
I think it'd still be tough against Aaron Donald though. Even if you were the Hulk, I still think that would be tough. All right, one last question for you. We talked about what the teams are getting when they get you, the management, all that. But what are fans getting for the team that ends up with you?
Gritty, hardworking guy that's he's always going to do the right thing, and he's going to bring everything he's got to the team and organization and the fan base.
Awesome. Mason, thank you so much for coming on. We can't wait to see you get drafted and all that stuff, and we can't wait. We'll be rooting for you, man. Best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yep, we'll see you.
That was Mason Stokke, fullback out of Wisconsin. What a great guy. Can't wait to see him with all of the other guys that we've interviewed, get up on that stage. Best of luck to them. We can't wait. All right. We will be back with more, but if you're bored, check out one of our other interviews. Check out some of our content, and just make sure you click the like and subscribe button.